Are you searching for inner peace and self-acceptance? In today's video, we delve into the powerful concept of self-love and acceptance in Buddhism. Lesson 1. Be ready to be hurt and own up to how you feel. When you practice Buddhism, you really understand that mental pain is something that everyone has to go through. Life has happy times and sad times, like when you lose someone or something important in your life. You are not failing or being weak because you are going through these things. They are just a normal part of being alive. In order to love yourself for who you are, you have to be okay with getting hurt sometimes and know that those feelings don't make you less valuable. Even though it hurts, emotional pain can be a great teacher. It gives you information about your deepest fears, hopes, and beliefs. You can learn these things when you are ready to be hurt. You don't try to avoid or hide the pain. Instead, you open yourself up to it fully. You are brave and kind to yourself when you are ready to face your pain head-on. It means you know you're strong enough to handle anything life throws at you. Taking charge of your own feelings is one of the most important ideas in Buddhism. This means realizing that things and people outside of you can make you feel things, but how you react to those things is completely up to you. You are not controlled by other people's acts or the situations you are in. Your emotions are formed by what you think, believe, and feel. Realizing that you can choose how to feel in any given scenario is part of taking responsibility for your emotions. You don't have to hide how you feel or act like everything is fine when it's not. Understanding that you can control your emotional reaction is what it really means. You can change how you feel by changing the way you think, redefine your viewpoint, and decide what to do. You give yourself power when you take charge of your feelings. Moving from a suffering state, where you believe your circumstances control your emotions, to an agency state, where you know you can change your emotions, is a process. This change in thinking is important for self-love because it helps you see that you are in charge of your own happiness and health. Mindfulness is one of the most important practices in Buddhism for becoming emotionally aware. Mindfulness training helps you become more aware of your feelings without letting them take over. You learn to be aware of your emotions as they come up and not respond to them right away. This practice puts some distance between the stimulus, the event or thought that makes you feel a certain way, and your reaction. This gives you the freedom to choose how to react in a way that is in line with your values and self-love. By being mindful, you can also see that feelings change over time. People who follow Buddhism are told that all emotions, good and bad, pass away. Like waves in the ocean, they come and go. Knowing this will help you stay calm when your feelings are strong, because you'll know that they will pass in time. This point of view helps you stay grounded and balanced, even when your emotions are rough. Self-compassion means letting yourself feel bad and owning your feelings. Being self-compassionate means being kind and understanding to yourself, the same way you would be with a close friend who is having a hard time. It means recognizing your pain without judging it and giving yourself support and warmth. It's not self-compassion to downplay your pain or act like it doesn't exist. Being present with your pain and reacting to it with care is what it means. This practice keeps you from blaming or criticizing yourself, which can make your pain worse and make you feel like you're not good enough. When you show yourself kindness, you make a safe place inside you where you can feel your feelings without worrying about being judged or rejected. You can work through your feelings in a healthy and helpful way in this space. This will help you become more emotionally strong and accept yourself. Seeing your pain as a chance to grow is another important part of taking responsibility for your feelings. It is taught in Buddhism that suffering can lead to mental growth. You have two options when you're in mental pain. You can let the pain define you and keep you stuck in a cycle of pain, or you can use it as a way to learn more about yourself and grow. You learn to be thankful for all of your situations, even the hard ones, when you accept pain in this way. It becomes clear to you that every struggle is a chance to love yourself more, become smarter, and care more about others. Emotional resilience means being able to get back up after a setback and stay strong when things get tough. Being able to handle life's ups and downs with grace and calm is an important trait for liking yourself just the way you are. Developing the skills and attitude you need to deal with tough feelings and bounce back from setbacks is part of emotional resilience. Practicing self-compassion and mindfulness can help you become more emotionally strong because they help you stay grounded and focused when your emotions are up and down. Having a positive attitude and focusing on the lessons and chances to grow that come from your situations is another way. Building a support system of people who can love, encourage, and understand you is also an important part of being emotionally resilient. Having friends and family who are there for you can help you feel safer and more confident as you go through your mental journey. It's important to love yourself by being ready to be hurt and taking responsibility for how you feel. To learn to love yourself for who you are, you need to accept your pain, take responsibility for your feelings, practice awareness, and self-compassion. See your pain as a way to grow and become emotionally strong. It's not always easy on this path, but it's very worth it. You will learn more about yourself and feel very good about yourself and at peace with yourself if you do these things. Lesson 2. Your goal is to learn. Learning is more than just getting facts. It's also about getting wise. In Buddhism, wisdom means being able to see things as they really are, without the fog of doubt, desire, or aversion. With knowledge, we can learn a lot about ourselves and the world around us, which can help us love ourselves more deeply. Thinking about yourself can help you learn a lot. It lets you look at your deeds, feelings, and thoughts without judging them. By thinking about yourself, you can find patterns in the way you act, find ideas that you are not aware of, and learn more about who you really are. Self-reflection doesn't mean being hard on yourself or focusing on your mistakes. Instead, it's about being open and curious as you look at yourself. When you think about what happened, you learn more about who you are, what drives you, and what stops you. Knowing this helps you love and accept yourself more, which is an important part of self-love. Most of the time, people try to avoid failure, but in Buddhism, failure is seen as a good master. Failure is a chance to get better and learn from it. You learn things that you wouldn't have learned if you had achieved when you fail. You will be smarter, stronger, and more adaptable after reading these ideas. You have to accept your flaws if you want to love yourself for who you are. Avoid seeing them as signs of weakness or not being good enough. Instead, see them as steps on your way to learning more about yourself. You learn more about your true self and your true ability with each failure. A growth mindset is the idea that you can get better at things by working hard and learning new things. This way of thinking helps you love yourself because it makes you see yourself as a work in progress instead of a finished product. Being open to change makes you more likely to try new things, accept challenges, and take risks. You know that mistakes and failures don't show how valuable you are, but rather give you chances to grow. Focus on how you are learning instead of what you have learned to develop a growth attitude. Don't just celebrate your wins, also celebrate your growth and hard work. That way, you'll start to see yourself as someone who can grow and change, which will make you love yourself more. Lesson 3. Know what you believe that isn't true. Our ideas shape the world around us. They affect how we see the world, how we treat other people, and how we see ourselves. In Buddhism, it is understood that many of our beliefs come from misunderstanding, want, or dislike, and these beliefs can cause us to suffer. If you want to love yourself for who you are, you need to look at your views and figure out which ones are holding you back. People often hold these false views because of how society has taught them, what they have been through, or what they have learned from other people. First, become aware of what you think and believe. Pay attention to the thoughts that come up when you're having a bad day or when you wish you were different. Often, these thoughts come from strong views. That doesn't mean you can change your views overnight. It needs to be practiced and done over and over. Remind yourself of your new views over and over, and work on thinking and acting in ways that are in line with them. False ideas can really get in the way of loving yourself. They can make you question yourself, feel like you're not good enough, and set standards that are too high. These views make you feel like you're not good enough, which makes you constantly criticize yourself. You can break out of these bad habits by recognizing and changing your false beliefs. You start to see yourself more clearly and with more kindness. You understand that your views don't make you who you are. Your true nature, which is good and deserving of love, does. Lesson 4. Be kind. You need to be accepting and kind to yourself if you want to accept yourself as you are. This means giving yourself the same love, care, and respect that you would give to someone else. It means being kind to yourself, especially when you're having a hard time or hurt. One important part of loving kindness is being kind to yourself. Recognizing your own pain, responding to it with kindness, and realizing that everyone goes through suffering is part of this. Self-compassion means letting yourself feel your pain without judging it and giving yourself support and comfort. Self-compassion is not the same thing as feeling sorry for yourself or giving in to your needs. You should be kind and understanding to yourself the same way you would be with a close friend. When you show yourself kindness, you make room for healing and accepting yourself. Taking care of your body, mind, and emotions is important. Do things that are good for your body and soul, like eating well, working out, relaxing, or spending time in nature. Try to forgive yourself for the things you've done wrong. Remember that you are human and that it's okay to make mistakes. Being kind enough to forgive someone frees you from the weight of guilt and self-blame. Develop an attitude of thanksgiving toward yourself. Take a moment to recognize your skills, accomplishments, and the good traits that make you unique. Being thankful helps you see the good in your life and yourself, which makes you love yourself more. Being kind to yourself changes everything else in your life. Your relationships get better because you care more about and understand other people. When you love and care for yourself, you build up strength that makes you stronger when things go wrong. Being kind brings you closer to the real nature of love, which is all-encompassing and doesn't depend on anything else. Not because of what you do or achieve, but just because you are. This practice helps you see that you deserve love. Lesson 5. Look over what you did and start over if you need to. In Buddhism, reviewing and reflecting are important ways to grow and get better as a person. To do them, you have to honestly and openly think about what you did, what you thought, and what you experienced. You can learn from your mistakes, enjoy your successes, and learn more about yourself and what drives you by reflecting. If you want to love yourself for who you are, you should think about your choices and deeds often. This practice helps you stay in line with your goals and ideals and gives you the freedom to make changes when you need to. It's not about dwelling on the past or being hard on yourself when you reflect. It's about learning and improving. To start over, you don't have to erase the past. Instead, you have to take the lessons you've learned and use them in the present. It means letting yourself grow, change, and evolve. You make a new promise to yourself and your journey of self-love when you start over. Every day, give yourself time to think about what you did, what you thought, and how you felt. Think about what went well, what didn't, and what you can learn from the past. Think about what you did without criticizing or judging it. Focus on figuring out why you do the things you do and what you can learn from them. Set new goals for how you want to move forward after you've thought about what you've done. These goals should be in line with your ideals and your need to love yourself. Forget about the past and live in the present. Always remember that you can pick what you think, do, and say in any given time. If you realize you went off track or made mistakes, forgive yourself and start over. Learn to love yourself on a trip, and it's okay to fall down sometimes. To love yourself, you have to keep thinking about yourself, learning new things and growing. It's not a straight line. There will be times when you feel lost or down, but these are times when you can learn more about yourself and make your commitment to loving yourself stronger. By thinking about what you did often and starting over when you need to, you develop a growth and resilience attitude. You learn to love yourself for both the good things you do and the bad things you do to keep going forward. It takes a lot of work and growth to love yourself just the way you are. To do this, you need to be brave, kind to yourself, and ready to accept all of your parts, good and bad. Buddha taught people how to love themselves deeply by telling them to face their pain, own their feelings, seek knowledge, question their false beliefs, be kind, and always think about and improve themselves. You will learn that self-love is not about changing into someone else or meeting someone else's idea of perfection as you go along this road. It means seeing the worth and goodness that are already inside you, just the way you are. Accepting your real self with kindness, understanding, and love that doesn't depend on anything else is what it means. You will start to believe that you deserve love and respect just because you are, not because of what other people think of you or what you do. Realizing this is the key to happiness and peace inside, without the need for outside approval. When you love yourself just the way you are, you find a deep and lasting sense of happiness within yourself. Remember what you've learned here and start the process of loving yourself. You should accept your pain, learn from it, question your views, be kind, and always be ready to start over. By doing this, you will deeply understand and love yourself in a way that lasts, and it will truly change your life.